Hi, the weather outside is utterly miserable, so we're going to take this opportunity to have a quick look at the bike, and in particular the chain. Now the chain is obviously a critical component on the bike. It takes all of the power from you and from your legs and it transmits it to the back wheel. Now over time what will happen is the chain will stretch very slightly. It's a very small amount, but any small amount of stretch in the chain can cause wear in the more expensive components on your bike. So a £30 chain, if that starts to wear and stretch, that can cause damage to your £80 cassette and your expensive chain rings. So it's important to look after your chain. That means keeping it clean, keeping it lubed, and monitoring the amount that it wears. A simple visual inspection is usually enough to tell whether the sprockets on the cassette and your chain rings are wearing. You'll start to see changes in the shape of the teeth. But it's not so easy to tell whether your chain is wearing. As little as a 1% stretch in the length of the chain is enough to cause damage to your drivetrain. So in order to check that, you need to get yourself something like one of these. Now this is the Cyclo Tools chain wear indicator. It's a double-sided thing, and one side it measures 0.75% and the other side it measures 1%. That's right, 1% stretch in your chain is enough to start to cause you problems in your drivetrain. Now Cyclo Tools is a brand name of Weld-Tight. They're a British company and they make all kinds of cool stuff. There's a link in the description down below if you want to have a look at them. And particularly, I've had chainwear tools before, but particularly what I like about this are these curved ends on the chain guide. And you'll see why I like those a bit later on when we use the tool. It's £5 or £6, so everybody should have one of these in your toolbox. You don't need to be a bike mechanic or some kind of expert to be able to use this. It's really simple and you can save yourself some expensive repair bills by just making sure your chain's in good shape. Now, using the chain measuring tool is a piece of cake. It's really very simple. You can use it either on the top of the chain or on the bottom. Doesn't make any difference. The chain obviously is going to be worn in every place. So it's very, very simple. You just put the chain tool on the chain and you lower it down. And what you'll find is that if your chain is worn, the chain tool will drop down in between the links. Now, this one, as you can see, has not gone all the way in. And that shows that whilst there is some stretch in the chain, it's not as bad as the measurement on the guide. So I'm on the 0.75%. It's gone in a little way, which means the chain has moved, but isn't actually in the danger zone at the moment. If this had gone all the way in, and this had dropped fully down into the chain, I'd know that it was worn that amount. On the other side, the 1% side, it won't go in at all. Again, if this had dropped all the way into the chain, it's time to replace your chain. So there you are, really simple to use. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier on with these curved edges. Some chain measuring guides that you can get are just square at the end, so it's kind of a yes or no answer. This one is a little bit less absolute. So you can see it is going in. I know there's a bit of wear in there, but it's not, oh crikey, my chain's worn out, I've got to replace it. So that's where I actually like these curved surfaces for the chain guide. And I think it makes it a really nice tool in that respect. So there you go, the Cyclo Tools chainwear indicator, £5 or £6, small, light, does exactly what you need it to do. Everybody should have one in their toolbox. Simple as that.